Well, did you know that a four-person household spends $1,800 on wasted food every single year? That's a lot of waste, but we have the experts here to help us make our food last a little bit longer. We have Julia Lennon, the Program and Education Manager, and Lauren Pollitt, Nutrition and Environment Education Coordinator, to show us how we can get this done. Good morning to the both of you.
Good morning.
I can't believe how much food is wasted, but I do get mad at my daughter sometimes because they're the ones that waste the most food in my household. Tell us about We Don't Waste, the concept and the mission here.
Yeah, so We Don't Waste is a Denver-based food recovery nonprofit with the vision that food goes to people and not to landfills and is accessible to all. 40% of our food is wasted and ends up in the landfill where it emits harmful greenhouse gases, and a lot of that comes from our homes. We're all guilty of it. So there's lots we could do at a household level to reduce our waste in our kitchen, such as storing things properly.
And that's good to know that there is something we can do, everybody. Now, Lauren, why is it important that we don't waste? At the end of the day, why is that such a crucial thing?
Sure. When we waste food, it ends up in the landfill where it emits harmful greenhouse gases that emit into our atmosphere. So we want to make sure that we're storing things correctly at our household level to make sure that we can get stuff to last as long as possible. So that we don't throw that food away.
Exactly. And a lot of times, I'm so guilty of it, and I even feel bad throwing good stuff away. Now, let's talk about the 3 steps to help with food storage. What are those steps we need to take?
Yeah, so based off of what we brought here today, we want to focus on 3 main things: temperature, humidity, and compatibility.
Okay.
So we can start with compatibility.
Okay.
So some produce, like bananas, emit a gas called ethylene that cause other food around it to ripen and eventually rot faster.
Wow.
So we're going to want to keep our bananas separate from our other fruits and veggies.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Keep those bananas apart, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we've got onions that also emit ethylene, so we want to make sure that we're storing these separately from our potatoes as well.
Ah, okay. Any other tips we need to know?
Yes.
Yeah, so then we can talk about humidity. So there are certain things that like to be kept in wet and humid environments. So for example, our carrots, and we brought green onions, and these like to be stored in jars of water to help keep them crisp and fresh much longer.
Okay. If you want to help us out with that, we can put some carrots in the water jar.
So this is how the best way to store carrots.
Yeah. In water, change that water regularly to keep them fresh.
Just
and then
like
other
this.
things want to be kept super dry, so those can go right in there.
Just like this?
The roots
Other way?
down, yeah. And then
with the root
they'll
down
even
with these.
regrow.
Okay.
So if you chop them off and use them, save that root, put it in water, put it on your countertop, and it'll regrow.
Oh my goodness.
And then mushrooms want to be kept as dry as possible, so maybe you could help me.
I was going to ask you what is the bag for, but okay, these are paper bags for mushrooms.
Yeah, in the plastic, they'll kind of get slimy quickly, so we want to keep them dry.
Yeah.
And berries too. They're okay in this container, but don't wash them and then put them right in the fridge wet because they'll get moldy. So keep them dry until before you're ready to eat them.
What about oranges? I saw you brought those. What's the best way? I've done both where I keep them out. I've also put them in the fridge at one point. What is the best way to keep those fresh?
Yeah, so we have temperature lastly to talk about. When it comes to vegetables specifically, most of them like to stay in the refrigerator, other than like your onions and potatoes. Then we have our fruits that can stay out on the counter, but things like citrus fruits do last longer in that refrigerator.
In the fridge?
Yes.
Okay, that's good to know. My next one is avocados.
Yeah.
How should we store avocados?
So we have certain produce that likes to be kept on the counter until ripened and then placed in the refrigerator to slow down that ripening process. So that would be your avocados and your peaches.
Okay, so there you go. I knew avocados were a little complicated, but I do both when it comes to avocados too. This is a great way and something we could start implementing every day at home. How can we find out more to get the family involved and support the organization, which is We Don't Waste?
Yeah, so check out our website at wedon'twaste.org. Our education page has other resources, including an at-home food waste audit, where you and your family can measure and manage your waste and learn more tips and tricks like this in the process.
What kind of change have you seen with people who have really incorporated your concept and tips?
Yeah, I do think that small changes at home can make a really big difference, help you save money and just be more aware. Coming up with creative recipes to utilize peels and stems and parts that you usually throw away. And you can find more recipes on the website as well.
So it sounds like that website is going to be a great resource. Thank you both so much for coming in today. Interesting info. I know what I'm already going to start to make some changes at home. And you can learn more and support We Don't Waste by heading online to wedon'twaste.org. That is the website that can really help you make those changes.